I'm going to show you a back training routine using Bruce Lee's favorite exercises and techniques. So, are you ready? Let's go. Boom! Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jason Kelly, creator of The Balanced Body. If you would like to receive future notifications based on strength training, nutrition, fitness, and health, please like and subscribe to the channel. Back muscle is a very important muscle to train, and Bruce Lee knew this, and is probably the reason that I'm saying he had explosiveness and speed with his punches. Most people don't know this, that the back muscles are all about stability. They stabilize your spine and they stabilize your shoulder. So the stronger your back muscle, the stronger your chest press and your shoulder press will be. The stronger your back muscle is, the stronger it can stabilize, so therefore you can have speed and explosiveness with your presses as well as your punches. One thing you have to remember, or one thing you should know, is that what stability does. When joints and muscles can't stabilize, the central nervous system will not allow you to be fast. It will not allow the movement to be explosive or have speed to it. It's a protection mechanism that the central nervous system has. In order to be more explosive, in order to be faster, you must have stability. If there is no stability, then the central nervous system will slow your movement down to prevent injury. There's a lot of great research today in strength and conditioning journals that talk about agonist and antagonist training, which means that if you do back rows before you do your chest press or your shoulder press, your chest press and shoulder press will be significantly and dramatically stronger, which means you can move more weight or you'll be faster and more explosive. So what you would want to do is you would do back rows and then do your chest press. And that is what agonist and antagonist training is. And I'll go into that into another segment, but I just wanted to note that in this segment so you understand the power of your back muscles. And so here's Bruce Lee's favorite exercises for his back, and he basically did about 2 to 3 sets of about 8 to 12 reps. Training your back muscles work better with higher repetitions. They work well with lower repetitions, but to really develop the strength and stability, you have to work with a little bit more repetitions of about 8 to 12 reps. And so here's his exercises. Give them a try. Let me know what you think. A lot of them are pretty simple, but Bruce Lee added some little tweaks into his exercises. Like when he did a back row, he would do a rotation. And that rotation is what he needs to stabilize and to rotate when he does his punches. So it's his oblique and his back muscle. And that's how the back works. One side stabilizes as one side rotates. And so that's the importance of doing this little tweak in your back, in your bent over row or your back rows.
This is a kettlebell bent over row that I'm using the bench for support. And basically what Bruce Lee would do is he would do the row and then he would do a rotation at the top. And this helps with your punching power. And so as you do the rotation, you're going to squeeze that right oblique as you pull the weight up using your left lat. And so this is just doing the bent over row with the kettlebell in its free form. And here's a variation that I throw into the mix, is using a resistance band doing these bent over rows. When you use a resistance band, it makes you have to pull that elbow close to the side of your body. And when you have to do that, it engages your lat muscles more. And it's pretty effective in doing this. And here's a cable machine rotation, just similar to the bent over row, but more in the upright standing position. And again, you contract that oblique as you rotate and the lat. Here's another Bruce Lee's favorites, is using the cable machine in a bent over row position. And what you can see there is that I'm rotating my arm, rotating the shoulder as in a punch motion. And here is a bent over row using a long bar. I like to put the weight more into my toes. I don't like to sit back. I like to put it more into my toes because that's where your push-off comes from. And here's chin-ups and pull-ups that Bruce Lee did. He would pull to the top of his chest, and he would also pull behind his neck as well. So I'm not going to go into those because they're just pretty standard movements. And a lat pull. I like to do the lat pull from my knees because it really engages my core, my abdominals more than doing the lat pull from the seated position. And then I do a close grip pull too that really engages the lats and core musculature. So it's up to you. I just feel it more from the kneeling position. And Bruce Lee was a big fan of using dumbbells for punches. I kind of know this is a no-no for the martial arts world, but if it worked for Bruce Lee, I think we have to give it some credit where it works the back. And the deadlift. The deadlift is a classic movement. It does work with the hamstrings, but most people don't understand that it does really work with your back muscles as well. It helps to really build a strong back. Classic hyperextensions. Lock your legs under a bar and hyperextend. Try not to put so much hyperextension into your lumbar. Make sure that you maintain that good spinal position. And then here you can use a weight with your extensions as well. This is the good morning exercise. Now with the good morning exercise, you want the hips to go back, you want the weight to go into your heels, and it's going to work your hamstrings very, very effectively. But also, it's going to make your back stronger as well, just like the deadlift. And this is a stiff-legged deadlift. Keep your legs really straight. I like to try to contract my quads there because that'll place more stretch into the hamstrings. And there's two ways you can do this. You can push your hips back into your heels, and then you can do this stiff-legged deadlift with your weight into your toes. Both are very effective, and just like the deadlift, it works your back muscles highly.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video of Bruce Lee and his back exercises and routine. If you like this video, you'll probably like these two videos here. Take care and have a balanced day.